Hey guys, if you're just joining me, I'm Becca. I'm a digital nomad, meaning I work remotely from whatever location I'm at, and I'm here now finally in Austin, Texas. I just recently took a trip from Greenville, South Carolina. I traveled through Birmingham, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, spent a few days in New Orleans. So I encourage you to check those videos out, but first please subscribe so that you can follow along on my journey. There is a lot to cover in this video. I'm going to talk about what made me decide to come to Austin in the first place, what life's been like since then, and what's next. I should say that I have actually been in Austin for a little over 2 months now. I started posting my videos about 3 weeks or so after I got here, because I needed a little time to just settle in and just get used to everything because it was all very new to me. So what made me decide to come to Austin? This time last year, life was a little crazy. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I was living in Maine at the time, which is where I'm originally from. I was talking to a friend at a get-together. I was telling her how I might travel around, and she was saying, oh, well, if you're ever in Texas, you should stop by. I realized I knew quite a few people in Texas. If I needed a friend or something, I wouldn't be too far from somebody that I knew. It was also halfway between the East Coast and the West Coast, and I wanted to eventually make my way out to the West Coast and kind of travel as much of the US as I could. I was kind of debating between Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin. The more I thought about it, the more I got excited about Austin. I knew it was very artsy and that a lot of people were moving to the area. So I think about mid-March, I decided I'm gonna really try to make this work. So in late May, I went from Maine back to Greenville. About mid-July, I started looking into living situations. I found someone on Airbnb, so I reached out to them and asked them if they would be interested in doing a roommate situation. They were good with that, and we worked it out. So I had a place to stay in Texas, and then I kind of worked backwards on planning out the rest of the trip coming down here. In a lot of ways, Austin reminds me of Greenville, but obviously on a bigger scale. It's very artsy, it's a melting pot of a lot of different people. They have some really great restaurants I've been able to check out. There are lots of food trucks here. You can get a taco just about anywhere. They have what they call kawashis. It's pretty much like a pastry with either like meat and cheese or some sort of sweet thing in them. So far, I've been to the farmer's market. I went to the pecan festival early on when I got here. I checked out the Domain, which is like this very big shopping center. Barton Springs. It's pretty much like this giant pool in the middle of downtown Austin. That was pretty cool. Very cold, but it was very cool. I got to check out Hope Outdoor Gallery over the weekend, which has basically become this big communal art project. As far as where I work at the moment, I work out of a lot of coffee shops and at home. I've checked out a bunch of co-working spaces, which usually will give you a tour and then a free one-day pass to work out of there. And I've actually met a lot of people in my industry through that, and by reaching out to people or by meeting them through friends. Pretty much as soon as I came, I started getting connected to local Facebook groups. I've also been trying to get connected to a church and to a young adults group. As far as what's coming up, I still plan to make videos about myself and my story, as well as tips on working for yourself. I was planning on starting that pretty soon here, but I actually have more traveling videos to show you because I randomly took a trip to Albuquerque, New Mexico about this time last month. I went to the Balloon Fiesta and Santa Fe and a bunch of other really cool places, so that's coming up next. Putting myself out there on YouTube has been a bit of an adjustment for me. I'm working on being a little more relaxed in front of the camera and being a little more personable. You'll start to see me more and more in my travel videos. I'm still working on kind of figuring out my style and how I want to present myself, so you may see some things in my channel change, like thumbnails. So please just bear with me while I work through that. Please let me know if you have any questions about my trip so far. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.